Welcome back to HD Camping Adventures. Last summer, we had the incredible experience of completing the West Coast Trail for the very first time. With permits opening soon and eager hikers already planning their trips, we thought this would be the perfect time to break down exactly what gear we carried out for our 75-kilometer trek. We've done plenty of shorter backpacking trips before, but never anything close to the length or the challenge of the West Coast Trail. So in this video, we're walking you through what was in our packs, what worked well, and what we'd change for next time. If you want to dive even deeper into the West Coast Trail, we also have a full-length video that covers what to expect on the hike itself and how to plan for it. We're going to break our gear down into a few simple categories so it's easy to follow along. We've also linked some of the gear in the description, and using those links is a great way to support the channel if you find this video helpful. First, let's start with food, the hardest part for us to plan. It takes up a ton of space at the beginning of the hike, but you also definitely don't want to be hungry on the West Coast Trail. For dinners, we mostly relied on freeze-dried meals. They're lightweight and easy, but they can add up quickly in cost. So to balance things out, we kept breakfasts and lunches simple, with instant noodles and other affordable lightweight options. There are also 2 spots along the West Coast Trail where you can buy food and a few basic supplies, but it's always best to be fully prepared and not rely on them, just in case they're closed or running limited hours. We actually finished the hike with a bit of leftover food. There were a few mornings where we felt rushed to get moving and didn't really feel like cooking breakfast or dealing with dishes. Next time, we definitely bring more ready-to-eat options, something we could quickly grab while breaking down camp and still get the calories we needed. We kept all of our food in a waterproof bag, which made it really easy to toss into the bear bins each night. It kept everything dry, organized, and quick to access when we rolled into camp. We kept our snacks in a separate bag right at the top of our pack so we could grab them during breaks. Looking back, we definitely wish we had brought a few more snacks and a bit more variety, but we made do with what we had and it kept us going when we needed it most. For our kitchen setup, we kept things pretty streamlined. Our main workhorse was the jet boil, with a tiny backup stove tucked away just in case something went wrong. We packed 2 lightweight pot sets, a bit of cutlery, and a couple of mugs. For our trash, we brought an additional dry bag which we lined with black bags. There is nowhere to dispose of garbage on the trail. It's pack in, pack out. Water was the one thing we never had to stress about. The trail is full of fresh streams and creeks. We relied on our MSR Mini Works, a filter we've used for ages and trust completely. But after a week of pumping water, when we were already wiped out, we both agreed that next time we'd bring a gravity-fed filter instead. With all the downtime at camp, letting gravity do the work would have saved a ton of effort. We're also big fans of energy gels and electrolyte tablets. They're an easy way to give yourself a quick boost on the trail, and they make the water taste a lot better too. We packed a handful of clear bags before the trip and dedicated one just for gels and electrolytes. Keeping it at the top of our pack made it super easy to grab whenever we needed a little extra fuel. Fans of the channel already know that campsite coffee is one of our favorite parts of any trip. For the West Coast Trail, we kept it simple and packed instant coffee, tea, and a few powdered lattes. Looking back, we definitely should have brought more tea bags. Those chilly nights made a hot cup of tea feel like a lifesaver. Hygiene is super important on the trail. Trust me, you'll never forget how you smell after 7 days of hiking without a shower. Depending on the weather, there are a few spots where you can take a quick dip to rinse off, which definitely helps. Bathrooms along the trail are composting toilets, so make sure you bring your own toilet paper and hand sanitizer. And don't forget the essentials for chafing and blister care. Gaiters were totally new to us, but after hearing countless hikers swear by them, we grabbed a pair. And wow, game changer. We couldn't even think about doing the West Coast Trail without them now. The mud out there is no joke, and the Gaiters kept it all out of our boots. Plus, on those long, dreamy beach walks, they saved us from filling our boots with sand every few steps. For backpacks, we used our Gregory pack and an MEC pack, both of which we've had for years. They're comfortable, reliable, and we really have no complaints. Dave's pack came in around 38 pounds and mine was about 35. One thing we'd strongly recommend is giving your pack a good inspection before the hike. If something breaks out there, you're in for a tough time on the trail. For our sleep system, we used MEC sleeping bags, one rated to 5 degrees Celsius and the other to 0 degrees. What you bring will depend on the time of year, but with those ratings, we were never cold at night. For shelter, we brought our MSR Hubba Hubba, which we've used on countless backpacking trips. It's lightweight, quick to set up, and surprisingly spacious inside, making it a great tent for the West Coast Trail. We also carried a few miscellaneous essentials that are always worth having on a trip like this. A first aid kit, a life straw, some basic medications, a small tarp, and of course, bear spray. We had a small kit of tech with us too. Battery banks, the GoPro, a couple of lights, and quick dry towels. And of course, Crocs. I swear, everyone on the West Coast Trail had a pair. They're unbeatable for camp comfort and lifesavers for those sudden creek crossings. At this point, Crocs might as well be the trail's corporate sponsor. If you're debating whether to bring poles, bring the poles. They make log crossings, mud sections, and steep climbs way more manageable, and they take a lot of pressure off your knees. That pretty much covers the basics of what we brought. We tried to keep things as light and as organized as possible. Next time, we'd probably bring a little more clothing, but overall everything worked really well. What you pack will definitely affect how comfortable you are on the trail, so choose wisely. But no matter what setup you go with, we're sure you'll have fun out there. Make sure to check out our full-length video on tackling the trail. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions about the gear we brought, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching!